Okay, so on Tarif, yesterday you saw if we had big accounts, bro. Remember yesterday we were having a Zoom somewhere when price was somewhere here, I think, or somewhere here, I think. Then it just continued selling, even past the take profit, continued dropping. So this was a nice downtrend, and you can see this is a downtrend. So if we are trading with the trend, we should hold. That's the main thing. If we're trading with the trend, we should hold. See 1000 disappointed us yesterday. I think we were just greedy on this setup because we knew even when we did the Zoom, we knew we were supposed to exit at 60.43. That was the first target. And price literally go to 60.38, I think. And we wanted to hold until the next TP and price just reversed. And we managed to get small profits, but it would have been better if we had closed here. But anyways, that's how we learn. So C1000 has been bullish from the daily. We can see it's still strong bullish. So I don't really want to focus on this much, but let's see. From the left here, it looks like we are approaching a supply zone there on the daily chart. Let me just move these. Okay, it looks like we are approaching a daily supply zone. So that will be on from 61.88. So we want to start paying attention from 61.88 all the way to 62.58. Okay, so from 61.88 to 62.58, that's a daily supply zone. So it's a zone where we can potentially sell from, maybe to come back and retest the 13 before price continues up, because we are definitely in a very strong bullish cycle. So if you get a reaction here, it will just be a retracement of this push which is currently going. So right on that daily supply, you see on the 4 hour, there was a lot of action happening on the 4 hour here. So this whole zone, price can react on any point. And I'm now looking at the 800 EMA on the 4 hour. So that's around 62.15. So let me just look for my pen. Or let me just post it in the group so that we don't forget those zones. Okay, I'm just going to put it on the group as Zoom notes. $61.88. From the daily, then on the 4 hour, we've got 62.15. On the 4 hour, then on the H1 we have to wait for a reversal candle. Then we look for a pattern on the M15, then we execute. So I'll just write H1, wait for reversal candle. Okay, H1 we wait for a reversal candle. Then H4, then M15 we wait for a pattern. So for now we don't have anything solid here. There's nothing solid. and we cannot sell anything yet unless they form a pattern before they get up there. Then maybe we might trade. So we're going to leave this on H1. Going to C5. C5 is showing some action here. Let's see. Just get ready to sell this one. We've got H1 showing a reversal here. Okay, daily is respecting a zone. 4 hour has got a evening star candle. But if you notice, 4 hour does not have a wick on the top side. There's no wick here, so I would have loved to see a 4 hour with a wick showing that they're done with the stop hunts. H1, we do have a reversal pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4 candles have failed to break this high, so we could be pushing down, especially if we break the current price where we are. But at the same time, price is to leave a week on the 4 hour, so that red line there is a point of interest. So on M15, hey, this one is going to be a tricky one. Okay, if we sell at current market price, our risk is going to be 14 pips. I think the risk is worth it here. Let's see. Yeah, the risk is worth it. Let's sell one position on C500. Okay, C500, we sell one position in current market price. Stop loss will be on 34.90. So these days I love to put stop loss because with load shedding, electricity just goes off without a notice. So just put your stop loss on 34.90, entry at 34.76. So 34.76 is the entry, 34.90 is the stop loss above the last M30 candle, which is about 15 pips. Okay, so if price retraces to the red line now, the red line, if it comes here, they'll be creating a wick on the 4 hour candle. So this will make this setup a high probability to sell from 34, 34.85, sell limits, and take profit would be 34.60. It's a short-term trade as well. We're not holding much here because I still feel we could be still pushing up, and this is just a retracement. So we've got a sell limit at 34.85, and we are just targeting 34.60 on this particular trade. So I'm just going to put that sell limit on my phone. Okay, 34.85 TP 34.60. Okay, sell limit 34.85, stop loss 34.90, take profit 34.60. So for this sell limit, the stop loss is the same as well. It's just 5 pips. So this trade, I think the risk is well calculated here. So we'll see. It's either it will play out or it won't. So let me see if I can just quickly update it in the group as well. I'm just going to send all these notes after we finish. So going to B5. B5, we slept on B5 yesterday because when we were on our C1 on the side, I was looking at B1, B5, of which I thought they were bearish, but I noticed they created an order block here and I marked it. The next time I checked it, price was somewhere here. And I was like, okay, maybe they might come here. And this was, I think, the 4-hour zone. So they ended up breaking, playing around this area and continuing with the buy. So today, I feel like we could continue being bullish. Daily is not too convincing though. This price action is not too convincing, but if this level here, is that level? Plus again, you see 4 hours got this big week here, so it takes away this trade being a high probability. I think it's now low probability, but if this zone here holds, if we have a nameable candle here, because this is the H1 demand zone here. So if price gets into 5091 or 5092, 5092 point of interest. If we get a reaction here, then we can drop down on to M15 to look for a pattern. Then we can buy. But otherwise, I feel like they might actually do this and push down. But if they respect this area, then we're going to look for a short-term pattern for a short-term buy with 5160 as the take profit. So that's my view on B500 for now. I'm going to B1000. Right, B1000. When I woke up, I was just browsing through the charts to see if there's something. So price was here that time. So I came and I said Rana. And as soon as I posted the message, it just spiked 30 pips, then it spiked again. So I still feel they will come and retest this order block here. Because this zone here is an H1 zone, this red line here. So I'm looking forward for buys. You can see it's a bit of an uptrend going on in there. So from this peak, this was the broken order block here, retested, retested, retested again. And within that same area, M15 has got a pattern. So that's our reasoning for this trade. If price can pull back into 14,445, I think I gave that buy limits as well. 14,445. Then stop loss, it will just depend with where we enter, but stop loss will potentially go below the zone. But at the same time, again, we should know that they can actually break that zone. So we don't want to use buy limits as such. We want price to sort of react first, then we buy, because price here, they can still come down to this area here and meet the 200 EMA before they actually create a new pattern, then buy. So we don't want to use a buy limit. We just want to wait for price to get here. Once price gets to 14,445, we wait to get a candle like this one, or maybe like a doji or a bullish engulfing, then we can enter. But if we don't get any of those, it means price will potentially come and extend today's low again, with the third touch potentially happening around the 200 EMA. Then from there, we can look for continuation to the upside. Then just explaining yesterday's setup, I remember at night we took B1 or sometime in the evening. This is what I was seeing so that you can just maybe put it in your notes. I was looking at, I waited for this reaction. When I looked at it, this reaction, it actually happened. So I had an order block here and I had an order block here. So I decided to use this one because it was bigger and more visible. So as soon as price broke here, we took a buy, right? We took an impulsive buy. This was the safe entry buy. I think I also gave it to the group as a safe entry buy. Then from here, we moved, I think, 20 pips up until here. This is where we closed, if I'm not mistaken. After we closed here, price still retraced back into the order block and created a new pattern here. So we had a fresh peak and order block. So as soon as they broke above here, which was also the safe sell, this was also a clean buy with take profit on the previous day's high. So buying here or trading this one, either way, it could have been a good trade. So this is what we're waiting for today. When price comes to our point of entry, we need a reaction like this, then a confirmation, then we buy. We don't want to just buy with a buy limit because price can continue pushing down. Uh, that can potentially happen. So we'll keep stalking on B1 to see if they can give us an entry. So B5 we're waiting, C5 is the one we entered, I believe. So C, we've got a sell limit in the runner, so that's all right. C1, we're still waiting. If they decide to push down now, we need a very convincing pattern. This price action here on M15 is too confusing. H1 has got nothing clear so far, so just wait for it to push up a bit before we sell. C1, C3 has moved a lot, and I feel like if we are to get a retracement, it will come all the way up here, but this can only be traded with accounts which are $100 plus. So that's a point of interest there around 3050 for a continuation sell. It's also in the same line as this zone which was broken, and we have this order block which makes this area a high probability sell zone. So J10, J10, I looked at it earlier. I saw it's ranging. For you to know it's ranging, if you've got a 50 EMA, you will see price, the moving average will be in between the price. So whatever moving average you use, if you see it in between the price like that, you know your market is ranging. So I just marked the high where it started and the low of that high. So I'm still waiting to see what they want to do here. If I'm going to sell, I need them to really come below here. Then I look for this. Otherwise, they can still just poke this and come back up and continue uh, ranging inside that area. So for now, I've got nothing solid there. V2 150 yesterday. I was looking, I think I scalped a buy here with a safe entry there. So today it's still not yet clear where it wants to go. We're still in the same zone. I want to see how they react here. If they respect the zone, then we're definitely pushing up. But if they break it, we might consider pushing down. So this is one other thing I wanted to mention. If we get a jump 10 set up for any account which is $50 plus, if it's a high probability trade, we are going to trade it with 0.10 times 3 positions. But these positions must not be opened at the same time. So let's say, for example, we are selling here and we sell one position. If it moves and retraces, we add the second position. If it moves and retraces, we add the third position, like this. Otherwise, just one position will be fine if your account is around $50. That's on jump 10. Then for V250S, I haven't really sampled it with smaller accounts, but I think the safest and the smallest option trade here is 0.05. And if it's a high probability, if you're willing to risk like $25, same with C5. If you're willing to risk like $25 on a setup, then you can take it. But I think for V250S, it will be safer. It's much safer for accounts which are $100 plus. But if you're willing to risk 25, you can still enter with one position. Same applies with C3. If you can risk $25 on a trade, you can enter it with the smallest lot size as well. So I think that's all for today. J10, B1, B5, C5, C1, C3. So for now, we're active on C5. We have a runner and the sell limits. I'm going to leave my chart right there so that we can monitor the trade. So the results in follow through setups for all this analysis is always shared on the Telegram group. So if you haven't yet joined, please join the Telegram group. Everything in there is free, and that's the only Telegram group we have. So apart from that, enjoy the rest of your day. Good trading.